right, I think we're going. What's up, guys? My name is Jenna Puzio. I am the founder of FillYourBookscom, and I am here with one of our absolutely amazing students. Her name is Lety. She is such an inspiring story. She has had some amazing results thus far, so I wanted to get her on here to pick her brain a little bit about her journey. So let's start out with, tell us, who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
All right, I'm Leticia Bruce. I go by Lety. I'm originally from San Diego, California, and I moved to Jacksonville, Florida about 2 years ago. And I am a hairstylist. I'm a cosmetologist, loctician, and braider.
Awesome. What made you want to be a hairstylist?
Honestly, it's kind of been in my bones since I was a kid. I had all these dolls that my mom would get me, but once they didn't have hair on them, they would be in a corner somewhere. So my mom decided that she was done buying me all these dolls and she would be my human doll. So I started doing her hair, and then from there it's escalated.
That's awesome. So she was like, I'm sick of seeing all these weird hairless heads around the house. We gotta get rid of
it. It was like some voodoo going on in here. I don't like it.
It's funny. I actually, side note, I had my sister-in-law come visit. She opened up one of my linen closets and like keep all my heads in there. And she was like,
oh, like the dummy heads?
Yeah. When we had to get heads and she just shut the door. She's like, I can't go back in there. But
yeah.
Anywho, that's funny. So you're in Florida. Tell us a little bit about what was life like before you had found Fill Your Books. What were some of your struggles and just personal and, behind the chair, what did that look like for you?
Okay. Well, I had some guidance from my salon on how to kind of upsell some things, but from there, I didn't really know how to approach certain situations because I was one of those stylists that I would assume somebody's pockets before deciding to offer them things. I'm like, oh, they probably couldn't afford it, but my changing point was not doing that, because before I was constantly judging people's pockets. I would assume that they would need a discount. And then on top of that, I wouldn't necessarily let them know everything that was offered to them for them to have the best experience and be able to replicate it at home.
Gotcha. So what did you think, like, why was it so important for you? We'll get into how Fill Your Books helped you afterwards, but like, why was it so important for you to be able to, sell people to take home that they needed, or sell them that? Because I remember when we had talked on your coaching calls, it was like getting them set on like the regimented schedule that they needed to be, and the rebooking and things of that nature. So why was it so important for you and for your clients, I guess, to get to that level?
Well, it was important for me because number one, you're like my walking billboard. So if you're not understanding how to take care of your hair outside of the salon, I'm not doing my part. And on top of that, I wanted them to be able to have the best success with their hair and get to the goal that they wanted. And I think the most important thing was to create an atmosphere where it would be comfortable on my end and their end to make that successful.
Right. Cool. So what did it feel like on the personal side, like knowing that you could achieve more, but just like not being able to put the pieces together and you're just like, what's not clicking? So like, what was that like for you?
It was so aggravating, man. Because it was so aggravating because it's like, I know my skill set and I know what I can do, but it was like, it wasn't transferring financially and it wasn't transferring pre-book wise. So I was like, what am I missing? I couldn't put it together without feeling like I was being invasive with my client. You know what I mean?
Totally. 100%.
So that was my biggest frustration, was like, I'm doing all of these things that I've been taught, but for some reason it's not transferring and it's not making me elevate as I want to.
Sure.
So that was my biggest concern.
Fill us in on what happened when you had joined Fill Your Books, and like what was that beginning like, and tell me about your first win and how that felt.
Okay. So the person I had originally contacted me was Tony, and his big thing when he was talking to me was about my mindset and how to push forward no matter how things are going or how you're feeling. And in my past, I've had negative mindsets, whether it's in life or whatever the case may be. And I had a turning point when I was diagnosed with cancer, and I was like, you can't be negative, because if you are negative, negative is going to come with you.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing was to change my mindset. And that was one of the videos that was all like, it broke it down for me. I was like, yeah, that's so factual. And also, wait, can you repeat the question? Because I lost the other
No,
part.
you're good. No, I was asking about, what was that change like from before Fill Your Books to now after Fill Your Books, and how did that first win feel?
So before it was like a struggle boat, like I mentioned, but then afterward, I kind of felt overwhelmed, to be honest, because it was just a lot of information. So what I was able to do was break it down section by section. So I started out with the mindset, and I got my mindset right. And then from there, I was like, okay, so what are they talking about when it comes to interacting and reaching out to people? So once I got comfortable with my mindset and how I was looking at things, then I decided, okay, well, now I have this fantastic mindset. Who wouldn't want to interact with me? Exactly. So I started reaching out to people after filling out my ideal clientele. And it was interesting because my ideal clientele was literally me.
Yeah.
And I was like, so once I started seeing people with my kind of hair texture or things that I was interested in, when I reached out to them, it was like talking to the mirror, because what their struggles were things that I've had struggle with in the past. So it's easier to interact with them and get them to come in. So that was a fantastic turning point for me. So once I got that down, then a lot of people just started contacting me, and I was like, whoa, whoa. I got really excited. And it was a lot of those people were referrals from people I had reached out to.
Yeah.
And it just kept going from there. And then my biggest turning point was when I started replicating the conversation that we had about having them pre-book while they're processing or before they go.
Yeah.
That way they're on the books and they can do that. And that's elevated my pre-books. Like I told you before, I had doubled it, and I haven't doubled my double, but I've done like a half mark up from there.
That's awesome.
So, yes.
So rebookings, well, number one, I just want to say there is something to be said for being in line with your goals. Because I always tell people the impossible becomes inevitable when you're doing all the things that are in line with where you want to go, with doing things like asking for the rebook and doing all the action steps that we teach. And you were doing all the things you needed to be doing. Therefore, the referrals started to come in. The selling the retail started to become a little bit easier. Talking to the clients just seems like it's easier. And then it's like, oh, it seems like it's all happening. But it's like, yes, it's the magic of the universe. I love all the woo-woo stuff, but it's also like, that's you. Like, that's you doing everything you need to be doing and being in line with the person that you want to be and being true to who you are. That's why the success is coming your way. So like, kudos to you, but let's get into the fun stuff. So your rebooking went up like 75%, sounds like. And then tell me, because I know you like upgraded and stylist level and everything. So by the way, Lety is a commissioned stylist. So tell us about all like the numbers, hard numbers of all the improvements.
So now that I've been promoted, all of my services have gone up about like $5 to $10, depending on what it is. So that within itself is it seems like not too much, but depending on how much add-ons you do, it's like it adds up. Yeah. And on top of that, I'm getting a bigger percentage of my portion. So before it was a 40-60 split, and now I'm like a 43-50.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
You gave yourself not only a commission raise, but your prices went up. So now you gave yourself a nice chunk of a raise. You showed your, salon family that look at you go, like you're moving proven, you got upgraded in stylist level, you're selling more retail. Like That's amazing. And I think that's super important. Because I think a lot of people come to Fill Your Books and they think, oh, like it's just for independent styles. But no, like whether you're independent, booth rent, commission, salon owner, I don't care who you are, like this can fit in your wheelhouse. So
Right.
tell me, I know you said in the beginning, like you were a little bit overwhelmed, but you were able to kind of like break it down. Would you would you say you need to be like an internet expert in order to figure out the things that we teach? Or would you say it's easy to understand?
I'm nowhere near tech savvy. So.
Me either.
You could be the basic of the basic. As long as you can see, you're good. And read, you're fine.
Awesome. I can follow directions. I like that one. What is one piece of advice that you would give either like a commission stylist or anyone that's thinking about joining the Fill Your Books family? What would you tell them?
I guess I would say don't downplay yourself, because that was one of the main things that I did is I downplayed my skills and what I feel like I could do. And that kind of portrayed in the people that were responding to me. So once I kind of got my confidence level up and knew my worth, I was able to provide a better atmosphere and a better service to my clients.
Awesome. So like your guest experience got better just because you treated yourself better.
Right.
I love that. Which last question, that kind of leads me into like, because now your guest lives, like your behind the chair experience has gotten better for both you and them. What has this growth within your career done for your personal life?
Well, actually, I don't know if you can see. I upgraded to a house.
Oh my God, congratulations. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I moved into a house this past weekend. The money was right, and our lease was up and I needed the space. And it was just nice to have that little pocket of change to be able to make that upgrade.
Hell yeah. No, that's awesome. It gives me, you can't see them, but I got the goosies for you because that, like how it's just so amazing though, because like you said, like self-worth, like for so long you were like, maybe not that like you were directly telling yourself this, but like, you know, I'm only deserving of this many clients. I'm only deserving of this. Like, this is just how life is. This is just the life of being a hairstylist. I deserve to live in my 2-bedroom apartment. Like I literally just went through this myself. It was like, I don't need a house, but like, I just moved to a house too. You know what? I like this office.
It's great. It's great. I freaking love it. Because I was born and raised in a condo, and then I've lived in apartments on my own. So this is my first house ever. And I'm just like, man, this is how y'all been living? This is what I've been missing this whole time?
Like 2 floors and everything. I know that's
right. It is. No, it's great.
No, that's awesome. That's amazing. Congratulations. Seriously. Like I said, like we gave you the tools, you built the house. So no pun intended.
Literally.
So congratulations. If you are watching this video, you can get results just like Lety too. Head on over to FillYourBookscom. Check out some of our testimonials. And if you want to speak to our team, feel free to fill out an application and we'll chat with you guys soon. Thank you again, Lety, and see you guys later.
Bye.